Hey everybody. So today's day 40 for me. And it's kind of, a landmark number for being out in the wilderness, you know. Um, and I've been trying to kind of put my thoughts together all day on the trail. Just kind of, wrapping things up because I'll be finishing tomorrow in Durango. Um, it's kind of weird, the time when you're by yourself and out here, it gets distorted. I realize it's been 6 weeks, right? But it doesn't feel like it's been that long. And I've traveled so far, almost. It'll be, well, if you include the little side trips here and there, well over 500 miles. And part of me thinks that I haven't done enough. That I'm still, I could stay out here. That there's still more for me to do, and there is. I mean, you could wander just this state your whole life and not see everything there is to see. um and it's like I'm struggling with wrapping things up in my mind that this is it, it's done. This particular endeavor is over, just about. um when it feels like there's more for me to have done, and that I should be out here longer, that I haven't done enough. But then the reality is, I'm going to have done the trail. The trail has a start, it has a finish, and I will have done it. So unless there's another trail to do, I've done this. I've met the challenge. I've overcame the struggles. I've survived it. And isn't that enough? I've done what I've set out to do. But again, part of me is like, well, have you done all you could? Well, no. I mean, I could have done, you know, side trips. There's the Collegiate West that I didn't do. Some people do that as a loop and then come back around. I'm going to come back and do that as a separate trip sometime. Um, little things like that. But I mean, realistically, this time distortion. I've been gone a long time, but part of me doesn't feel like it's been a very long time because the days and the events blend together. I'm thinking back to different things I've done, and I was trying to think of when that was. Oh, that was weeks ago that you did that, and it all blurs together. Um, I feel like I'm just kind of getting into the groove, that I could really kind of keep this momentum going. But then I also realized that I need to get off this trail because the weather is not cooperating. And it, any literally this time of year out here, any minute a storm could kick up that I'm not equipped to handle, and then I would be in a real jam. Not one of these deals where I'm cold and miserable and I suffer through it, and I kind of scrape by in the end. One of those things where, it goes south real fast, and I'm wearing ventilated, breathable, cooling summer attire. I'm not equipped to handle 8, 10, 12 inches of snow that gets dumped on me all at the same time. I found out that just with, the 6 inches that I got over the course of last Saturday. That just about was enough to put an end to this whole thing. Um, but it's just, I'm struggling with putting a bow on this and wrapping it up. And I just kind of wanted to share that, I guess. So if I come off as kind of like spacey and discombobulated, you know, part of me is done with this. I've accomplished it. I've Ahab has slain that 500-mile white whale. Okay, but then another part of me is like, I could keep going. I could keep doing this. I've got the routine down. I know what to expect. I you know, but at the same time, you know, I'm I'm wasting away here, and it's a challenge for me to kind of accept that this adventure is, about done, and on to the next one. Um yeah, like I just, trying to put my thoughts together um here this last night in camp, and I don't know if I'll post this or not. This might just be one of those things where I do it just to kind of clear my head and get my thoughts out there, but we'll see what happens. Um, anyway, I will post videos tomorrow in the last day, and when I get to the trailhead, um, and probably do some follow up, wrap up kind of a thing. I don't think I'll be in any condition when I get to the trailhead tomorrow to sit down and wax poetic on anything that I've been experiencing. It'll probably take me some days to kind of process and put stuff together. And, and that's okay. There's no timeline on any of this stuff. Anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat. Maybe that's my problem. I haven't been eating enough. I know that. And there's no way you can possibly carry enough food for the calories you burn. But I'm feeling good. A few weeks ago, I stopped taking my blood pressure meds. That was awesome. I was getting dizzy for no good reason, and I talked to my doctor before I left, and he said that would be an indicator that I had, one, lost enough weight, and two, done enough exercise to have gotten my blood pressure where it should be without the meds. Yeah, I'm feeling good. So hopefully I can kind of continue with those positive patterns I've created when I get back home. I'm sure going to try, but there might be a couple of days there where I'm pretty much just going to eat anything I can get my hands on: ice cream, pizza, chips, dip, all that stuff. I got this mental list that I'm creating in my brain of all the stuff I'm going to eat, like Culver's, over. I saw, last time I had cell service, I saw something pop up. They're bringing back the curd burger. So order me 3 and I will polish them off like you've never seen. Trust me. But yeah, I'm looking forward to coming home. I'm looking forward to wrapping this up, to seeing everybody. We'll have to get together and have a couple of drinks, and I can, kind of tell you some of the stories that aren't YouTube appropriate. But I'm gonna miss it out here. It's definitely one of those things that it's a cliche, and God, I hate saying it because everybody says it, and you get t-shirts and people probably get tattoos of it, but the mountain's called, and I came. But that's nothing new. They are always calling to me, and I'm always stopping by for a visit. So maybe after this trip I'll pick some different mountains, some of the places I haven't already seen. So anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Sorry about that. You guys have a great night.